Yeah, this has unfortunately been something I've had to deal with for a while. Mainly just over the last couple days. My computer's been super stable, and recently it's been blue screening once every 7 minutes. And every time I try to copy a file from my host machine to a virtual machine or other way around in VMware Workstation, this has been happening. I was in the middle of watching a video, and now it's blue screened. So I gotta figure out what the heck to do to get my computer working. And here's the problem. Windows 10, apparently super unstable. So that's out. Windows 7, unsupported. Windows 8.1, now, recently, unsupported. Windows 11, unsupported, because my computer is apparently too old. Even though I have an i5 6600K, I've got a GTX 1060, I've got a Asus Z170E motherboard, but no TPMs, so can't do Windows 11. So what are we going to try? Well, I don't want to nuke my Windows install yet. So what I did is before this, I prepared for this, and I put another partition on my boot drive, my 256 gig SSD, and we're going to throw some other Windows on here and see if we can replicate the problem. Question is, do we do 8.1 or do we do Windows 7? Now, I've never ran Windows 7 on this computer, but I have daily drove 8.1 for a long time, and I know it works. And I like 8.1, believe it or not. So I'm going to try this, and we're going to see if this thing can hopefully get my computer working again. So, because I don't know what's wrong with it. Page fault in non-paged area. I don't know what that means. And the speaker's having a seizure because it's paused on whatever sound it was doing. So, we're going to install this. And so my computer's blue screen, but I'm wondering if I can still get to my DVD drive. Alright, let's see if I can still... Okay, good. So we can still do that. So we'll put that in there. And then we're going to have to give this a hard reset. And we're just going to have to... press Del or F2. Where's F2? F2, 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 F2. F2. Yes, I know my keyboard's dusty. I need to clean it. Okay, can we get... No, you're going to boot into Windows. Oh. I thought I had this set to boot from the DVD. Okay, well, we're going to have to figure out a way to get into the boot menu. Okay, so I did the shift and restart. Use a device. UEFI DVD RAM. Let's give that a shot and see if it'll let me do it. Hopefully it just does it. Wow, my screens are very dusty. Wow. I actually didn't realize how dusty they are. That's embarrassing. Well, hey, we'll celebrate a new Windows by, press any key. Okay. I don't know where the any key is, but is it going to do it on this monitor? Probably. Alrighty. It just ignored what I just did. That's frustrating. Well, it just ignored what I just did, so let's try this crap again and see if we can't do this. Let's see. Advanced options. UEFI firmware settings. Isn't there a boot from device? Use a device. See more devices. Okay. Well, that's what we tried before, so we'll do advanced options. And we'll go into UEFI firmware settings. And hopefully from there I can just select what I want to boot from. So we'll go into my BIOS, into my UEFI BIOS, which I assume will pop up on this monitor. Because this monitor is hooked up with DVI, these two are DisplayPort to VGA adapters. So let's get into the BIOS. Okay, there we go. So I wonder if there's a BIOS update. I don't think there is. So let's go to boot. Enabled. Wait, what does fast boot do again? Oh, let's scroll down. Boot option. Here we go. I want DVD RAM to be the first boot option. That should do the trick. Let's see. Save changes and reset. You have not made any changes in BIOS setting. What? I just changed the... Whatever. Close enough. Come on. And hopefully it'll let me press the any key. Okay. I shouldn't have to do anything. It should just automatically do it, hopefully. Since there is a disk in there. I know this disk works. I've used it to install Windows on this computer like 5 years ago. There we go. So press... What are we pressing? We're pressing J. And let's see. No, that's loading way too fast. It's probably Windows 10, isn't it? Oh, come on! I just accidentally restarted it without pushing the shift key. Ugh. Delete, 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 delete. Now it's refusing to even go into the BIOS, which is really frustrating. Please wait. This is really annoying. I really don't want to do that. I'm worried it's going to nuke all my drives. And I don't have any backups because I'm an idiot. And I didn't prep for this video. See more no. Troubleshoot. Advanced options. Uninstall updates? UEFI firmware settings. Restart. Okay. So here's the boot override that I missed last time. So let's try just forcing it to boot to the DVD and hope that that works like it's supposed to. Yes, any key. I'm mashing all the keys. Please, for the love of God. Oh, that didn't even... What? Okay, let's just press H over and over again. What the what? Why? Come on. Press one key. Oh, come on. Fine, I won't press any key. Maybe it'll just still go to it even without me pushing a key. Oh, what? This might not be recommended because I'll probably lose all my XMP profiles and everything, but let's just load the defaults and see if that does anything. Okay, now let's save changes. Okay, so that means Windows UEFI mode, other OS. Okay. I'm not sure why that's not on oh, okay. Okay. So I assume now I would have to manually press F2 because I don't think it's because I assume it reset the boot order and it'll probably default to Windows now. But I pressed F2. I think it's gonna be back in the easy mode. Oh no. Please wait. Okay, for the love of God, please. Maybe now it'll let me... let's see, what do we got here? UEFI firmware yeah, let's go to UEFI firmware settings. And then we'll just do the boot override this time. And hopefully it should work. And hopefully not. And since I selected UEFI, it should just go into it without me having to push any buttons. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't listen, and it's a bad computer. Or bad Windows, at least. I don't blame the computer, I blame Windows. Oh, thank goodness. Oh yeah, and this is the noob mode, so it's got all the stuff. Oh, here we go, boot priority. Let's just, well, hold on. Boot menu. UEFI. Oh, did I just manually click it? Okay. Press any key. Pressing a bunch of keys. Not this crap again. Okay, so I tried booting from the DVD in legacy mode, and now it's spinning up like it's supposed to, but it's in legacy mode. It's not in UEFI mode. And I don't want to install Windows in legacy mode. This is so annoying. It keeps kicking me back to Windows 10 and not letting me boot off the DVD. Now, that's the only Windows 8.1 disk I have. I've got two that are Windows 8, original Windows 8, but the problem is that even if these boot properly, Windows 8 does not support NVMe drives. At least I don't think so. I know when I first built this computer, I originally tried to put Windows 8 on it, this exact disk, and it was not able to sniff out my NVMe drives, and at the time I wasn't really aware of any programs to slipstream the drivers, and even so I haven't been able to successfully get that done. Because, I mean, both Windows 8 and 8.1 are out of support at this point, and they run the same programs, and the Windows Store is equally useless on both, so it doesn't really matter which one I install, but I know that this one doesn't support NVMe drives. This one, I assume, also doesn't, but maybe that's because this is Pro and this is Home, so maybe that's a deciphering factor. Who cares? We'll throw this in and see if I can even boot from it, because right now I'm not even getting that far with the disk that's in there. And one thing I'm going to do that I didn't do before is I'm going to make sure that I can actually see. Okay, good. So I don't know if that happened before, where I could actually see the setup program. So I guess I'm going to have to try this again. Okay, apparently Windows 8 is bunk, and we're gonna try something I've never installed on this computer before. Despite the fact that I have two stickers right on my, well, yeah, well, there's also this one, but that won't run on my computer. But yeah, we're gonna try Windows 7. And this, for some reason, now it won't, none of these are letting me boot via UEFI for the DVD drive. I don't understand why. This version of Windows 7, I know for a fact, supports UEFI. It's slipstreamed in there. There's no reason for it. But because I have a feeling it's not going to let me actually install because of the differences in UEFI and the BIOS makes in terms of the actual structure on the hard drives, whether it's GPT versus MBR. But nevertheless, we're going to give it a try, Windows 7 Professional Service Pack 1, and I guarantee you it's going to give us that error. And yep, this computer software may not support booting this disk. This controller is enabled in the computer's BIOS menu. So that's a no-go right there. And I can't convert this because it would convert the entire drive. For some reason, it's showing the new volume as a separate... Wait a minute. Oh. So the partition that I made is not showing up at all. It's just showing the entire drive. Okay, so don't touch this one. So yep, I can't even do this. I mean, I could wipe it. Do I dare wipe it? Because it's probably not going to install anyways. This is stupid. I wonder. Maybe I'm just going to have to install via USB. That's probably the way we're going to have to do this. Okay, so I've just given up on trying to install any disk via UEFI mode because for some reason it's refusing to work. So I've got a flash drive plugged in. For some reason, riddle me this, But there's a stupid email. For some reason, Windows Defender found threats as I was doing this. Even though this Windows 8.1 ISO I downloaded direct from Microsoft. Explain that to me. But anyways, it's copying the files. So we're going to try to give Windows 8.1 another shot. Now, here's the thing. Back when this computer, before it crashed the first time, before my install crashed the first time, I was running Windows 10 version 1809 for several years. I was running that specific update for like 3 years in a row. Never updated beyond that build. Then at one point it updated to 22H2, and I guess it jumping that far just completely just made it just completely shit the bed. So I had to reinstall Windows 10. And now the 22H2 is performing very badly with VMware, which really frustrates me because VMware is a paid for software, and they're like, "Oh, we dropped support for Windows 10." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, it's the same OS." But so basically VMware has been trying to force me to update to VMware Workstation 17, which is great and all, except my license key doesn't work anymore. So the software I paid for is just randomly obsolete just for my computer continuing to exist. And VMware seems to not want to do anything about it, which is quite frustrating because I have a paid for licensed copy of VMware Workstation 12 Pro, and for some reason there's a bug where every time I open up a virtual machine or try to copy files, it'll just crash my entire system and do that page fault, not paged error every time. It's really frustrating because there's no fix that I'm aware of. So that's why we're gonna try Windows 8.1, because to my knowledge 8.1 was not updated to a point where Workstation stopped working. Because it's called VMware Workstation, not VMware Broke Station. So, but anyways, that's likely the entire reason why we're having to do all this, is because a piece of software that I paid for is attempting to hijack my entire computer because it decides that it wants more money out of me and wants to replace itself with a newer version, which is really annoying. So wait, since when did I install Wondershare? Oh, anyways. So, we'll see what this does, and hopefully we can give this a shot, and maybe I can try to run 8.1 for a little bit until I can diagnose this problem. Again, I partitioned my boot drive, so this install is still going to be here. That's the goal anyways. So that way I have a, backup plan in case this install just messes up. The one that I'm about to install. So anyways, we'll let this finish, and we'll attempt to boot via this USB. Alright, it says it's ready, so I guess we'll close this up and try to boot from it. I'm just over it. Okay, so I've been trying to find some sort of disk that would allow me to wipe the main partition that I have Windows 10 installed on, and all the ones that I've tried will not see none of them will boot into UEFI mode still, whether via USB or through DVD. So me making this USB was a waste. And the every one that I tried will not even in legacy mode, which is the only way it'll boot, will not show the NVMe drive for some reason. So I'm installing just randomly Windows 7 because it was just the first one I could get to boot to actually recognize any drive. Or because I have a spare hard drive in this computer that's 250 gigs, same size as the standard SSD, but this time it's Windows 7 randomly, out of all of the ones I tried, was able to actually install to that drive. So I can at least try and, install it to another drive. Then once I get into Windows 7, then wipe the NVMe drive and then hope that I can start over again and install Windows again on the NVMe drive. Because obviously I want that to be my boot drive. Because why would you use a mechanical spinning hard drive in 2023 if you can help it? So we copied the files. It's expanding the files. So it's installing from a DVD onto a mechanical drive. So this will take a while. But progress? Question mark? Is 1 o'clock in the morning. I started this project at 8 p.m. on Friday. I have work tomorrow at 10 in the morning. I have work in 9 hours. I'm out of Coke, and I haven't got this done yet, so I still can't eat my cake. Oh yeah, because I have a piece of cake that I've set aside for when I accomplish this, because I expected to accomplish this in like an hour and be able to reward myself with cake. It appears that's not happening. Maybe you can reward me with a sub, possibly? If not, I understand. This is stupid. Setup is updating registry settings. Woohoo! Let's see what this does. Woohoo! What? What? Why? It is working? There's no typey. Oh, crap. For some reason, it won't recognize my Logitech G510S. So I switched it with this, this is literally a 5 below level up keyboard that I just found. It's very dirty. Ironically has the Windows 7 logo, which explains why it works. So yeah, I guess we'll have to use that for a bit. Alright, now it's finalizing my settings as I cough my lungs out. Welcome, Windows 7 Professional. It's preparing my desktop. I don't have the... Oh, let me plug in the... speaker. There we go. Speaker's plugged in. Because this monitor has a little sound bar on it, and that's all I use. Let's see if it... I don't know if it has the sound drivers yet. Probably not. It does. Wow, I haven't heard that sound in a while. Of course, there's no drivers. Oh, I guess the Wi-Fi card's probably going to sniff out automatically. Ugh, there's that. So, this may be stupid, because I know they don't recommend this, but I'm going to use the driver discs for my motherboard and for my... Oh wait, no, the first thing I was going to do is try to see if I can see my yeah, so I can see the NVMe drive. That's good. That's good. So I'm gonna do I'll mess with that. But in the meantime, I know my goal is to install this NVMe drive, but for now, I'm gonna throw in these discs and we'll play around with Windows 7. And who knows, maybe if I really like it, I'll slap Windows 7 on my NVMe drive and dick with it for a few months. What do we got here? Windows 7 Professional, Service Pack 1, Core i5 6600K, 16 gigs of RAM, 64-bit. obviously. Yeah, so cool. So let's slap some driver discs in here and see what we can do. First things first is I actually want some multiple screens, so... Oh, does it actually let me do native resolution out of the box for this monitor? It does. That's kind of cool. So even with no drivers, it lets me do that. Okay, so I guess for this monitor, I don't even really need graphics drivers. I mean, you still want them, but... EVGA. Oh, I'm so sad. My next graphics card can't be EVGA, and that makes me so sad. But at least I still have my 1060. Oh, wow. Oh, you can install the W reader? For now, let's just do the video driver. Maybe we'll turn this down a little bit. Okay, extract some files. Do some personalization. I always add the computer control panel. I always add those. The start menu. Oh, it's gonna put .NET on here. Doesn't surprise me. Alright, well, you don't need to see all this, but I'll install this real quick, and hopefully we get all of my monitors back. Well, I mean, it's not on this monitor anymore, but, oh, okay, yeah. Okay, well, that's kind of working. Actually, who am I kidding? That's exactly what it's supposed to do, so, woohoo. I think that's enough for today. I know this ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, but I gotta go to bed. It is 1:40, and I have work tomorrow.
Hi everyone, this is a compilation of...
Oh my goodness. So, I'm gonna go to bed. Anyways, this is Intelitech Mobile signing out. I'm gonna put the rest of these drivers on here. Maybe mess around with the partitions a bit, and yeah, that's about it. I will update on what happens next. But for now, at least my computer is kind of working. Let's hope it's stable and doesn't crash, because that was the whole point of doing all this. Anyways, Intelitech Studio signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you all have a good one. Peace. Did I say Intelitech Studios? Intelitech Mobile. Wrong channel. Oh my god. Intelitech Mobile signing out.